It's Peter Cox. I'm so excited. How you doing, Peter?
I'm good, Helen. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. All the better for seeing you on this nice sunny day. I do get very excited when I get to speak to you.
Yes, as we've discussed before, you say this to all your interviewees.
You're the special one, Peter. You
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Now it's a beautiful hot day. What have I disturbed you from doing while you come to do this interview?
Actually, I'm indoors today because having moved not that long ago, the garden is a work in progress. And yesterday, a plant went into the ground for the first time in 18 months, and I got a bit sunburned in the process. So I'm staying out of the sun in the relative cool of my kitchen.
Can we ask Peter, where did you get sunburnt?
On my back.
Okay, just on your back. That's fine. Just checking, just checking. And how's life generally?
Yeah, it's good. It's a quieter year this year. I'm sure you, like everybody else, has seen festivals are struggling a little. Who knows why that might be? Although, of course, COVID had an effect. But yeah, the diary is a little bit quieter this year than usual, which gives me more time to plant in my garden.
And go to the gym.
Yes, yes, I've been trying to do a bit of maintenance. I don't know that it's very visible, but what do they say? Use it or lose it, which is I'm trying to put that into effect so I can still walk up and down the stairs.
You always look amazing, Peter. You always look amazing. Now, before we have a little chat about the festivals, you were saying then about a few of them being cancelled. Unfortunately, loads of the Let's Rocks have
Yeah.
gone this year. What is
Yeah.
your take on it? What do you think it is apart from COVID that's causing all this?
Well, I suppose I would be guessing, but ultimately it's got to be about whether these things are financially viable. And on that subject, just a little pushback for those people who are always commenting on how the drinks are so expensive and why can't we bring our own vodka in and all
Yeah.
this. I know that it's not everyone's place to necessarily understand these things, but if you want a festival to be financially viable, it costs an unimaginable amount of money to build the production and the stage and so on and so on. And so, of course, to offset that cost, you need people through the gate. And then the franchises on site are one of the other ways in which the promoters make these
Yeah.
things cost effective. So, of course, everyone has the choice. You come to the festival and have a great time, or you look at the prices and you think to yourself, well, maybe that's not for me. But if that's what's happening, then that's definitely one of the factors that has made festivals more difficult this year, I think.
It's really surprised me though, Pete, because as you know, I love going to these retro festivals. But for me, I think they are like an incredible price. You get to see all the best artists, you get to see all their best songs. No offense, you don't get all the kind of the
Yeah,
songs that we don't want to hear necessarily. You get all the hits, one after the other. The atmosphere is incredible. I think it's great value for money.
I agree. I agree. As Martin Fry would say, it's just like an 80s jukebox. It's mostly killer, very little filler. And yeah, as you say, you get to hear the hits, you get to see a wide variety of artists, hopefully your favorites. And I agree. I think what I'm bound to say, I think it's a great day out and very good value for money.
Exactly. Now, we were lucky enough to see you when you were doing your orchestral shows a few weeks ago. Loved you in your suit, by the way, Peter. Went down very well. You got loads of amazing reviews. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was good. It's obviously I haven't done many orchestral shows. These three that we did this year were the second batch of three that I've done. So in amongst all the usual pre-gig nerves jangling, there's that additional element to the show. And I think Larry, the drummer from U2, has famously said when he goes on stage, his main agenda is that he doesn't, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. I want to go out there and give it the best I've got. And I think, as you say, the feedback on these shows was fantastic. I think the sound was great. the arrangements are great, and the orchestra really brings another dimension to the songs. And yeah, as I say, even though I try to manage my expectations, the feedback was really, really positive, and people seem to have a great time.
Fantastic. Now, you also had Johnny Hates Jazz supporting you on there. They did a fantastic show. They've said, or I know Clark said how much he loved working with you and what a nice fella you are.
That's very kind. Yes, Clark's a good guy, and it does seem to have been a good match with Johnny Hatch Jazz opening the show. They've got songs they can play, as you were saying, that people will recognize. The show's great. Clark is great, and bringing his own fans to the experience, I think it was a good match.
Now, you posted on your social media, you had the most incredible gifts from some of your, real hardcore, faithful fans. Tell us a little bit about that for anybody that didn't see it, because they were very special.
Sure. Well, this year, in case you weren't aware, is Go West's 40th anniversary year. And we've got just the best fans. I know every artist says that, but the fans really are faithful and have supported us through 40 years of. If you had said to me in 1985, I'd still be performing live 40 years later, I'd have said that I thought that was unlikely. But here we are, and the core of our hardcore, if you will, had all given some money towards some gifts for Richard and myself. So there is a slate of the moment, of a picture of the moment when Richard and I were winning the Best Newcomer Award at the BPI Brit in 1986. Um, a handmade piece of pottery with the lyrics "Till We Close Our Eyes"
Wow.
engraved inside it, which is quite a thing. Um, some champagne, which always goes down well. There was another thing, wasn't there? And I can't remember
Oh,
what
was
it
it a
was.
plaque on the back of a seat? I thought that was rather incredible. Was
Oh,
that?
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yes, yes. We played a venue called the Stables in Milton Keynes many times. It's a very small, intimate venue where the seating is arranged bleacher fashion, which means that it goes up at the sides and at the back, and you are about as close to the stage as you can get. And the fans really love that venue, particularly. And they have made a contribution to the stables, and they have dedicated two seats in the venue with plaques, one for Richard and one for me, which was a
Oh,
lovely.
that's everyone's going to be fighting over those seats now, aren't they?
I don't even know where they are in the venue.
I'm going to find out for you, Peter. I'll find out. Now, talking about festivals, then, we are so excited that you're playing Rewind Henley this year, Rewind South. Tell us a little bit about that because it's been maybe 15 years since Rewind's been going. I saw you at the very first one. Amazing festival.
Yeah, well, it's the biggest audience that we will play to this year or any other actually at this point in our careers. So we look forward to that. And as I always say about festivals, we've already talked about what good value for money we think it is, but if the sun shines, and we're praying that it does, it's always such a fantastic day. I get to see some of my contemporaries and my friends backstage and hang out, watch their sets. And as I've said before, it's a spirit of friendly competition, I think, at these big festivals. Everyone wants to go on and show what they can do and be hopefully the best on the day, which I think makes it great for the crowd because they're seeing us all, giving it 100%.
What's lovely is I quite often ask the artists on the day because I'll be doing the backstage interviews again. I quite often say, "Oh, who are you looking forward to seeing?" And Tony and a few of the others, they quite often say, "Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing Peter Cox." I always go on and watch him before his.
Yes. Yes, I have seen Tony on the side of the stage a few times when we've been playing. That's quite
Does
intimidating.
it make you more nervous?
Well, I know Tony. We're not close, but we are friends, I think, and I've worked with him a lot. And yeah, I call him personally. I call him the Man of Steel, not only because he looks a bit like Superman, but also because that voice it just seems to be indestructible. And whereas some of us lesser mortals might look at a schedule of 3 or 4 or 5 shows in a row and think, that's going to be a test. Never seems to bother Tony. So yeah, he's a one-off. with an ever
Now,
expanding family, by the way.
well, yeah, yeah. Congratulations to him with his latest grandchild, or is it his first grandchild? I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
It's not the only festival you're doing there. You're also doing the Britfest. I'm also going to be doing the backstage interviews, so I'm ridiculously excited. The Britfest is quite new, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is actually. And whereas at Rewind, we will typically have a spot mid-afternoon playing at the sun shines. At Britfest on the Sunday, I understand we have like moving towards a sunset kind of a spot, which will be really nice. It's just a beautiful time of day, obviously. And Incognito, I believe, are on before us. The band are really excited because Incognito are a great act that I've not actually seen. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. And being a part of Britfest generally, it's going to be great.
10cc are playing. You've also got Let Loose. You've got the Doctor. Any thoughts on anybody else that's playing?
Well, I've written a long time ago with Graham Gouldman, who
Have
I believe,
you?
yes, yeah. And actually, that song was covered by Joe Cocker. So thanks for that, Graham. Um, yeah, I'm looking
He might
forward
bring
to.
you on stage and do a little duet.
He won't even remember who I am, Helen. But I'm looking forward to seeing 10cc, all those vocals, all those hits. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic event. And that's one that runs Thursday all the way through to Sunday. Do you arrive at those events just on the day usually and just stay for the day, or do you usually stay and watch a bit more of what's going on?
I like to see some of the other artists. Excuse me. But on that particular day, we'll be arriving on the day because we're working the night before. So we'll be elsewhere.
There's a world record conga event happening, I believe, and Clark was telling me that he's going to be taking part in this. Is this something we can see you do, Peter?
Not if you paid me.
I think I knew the answer to that one. Peter, it's a pleasure as always chatting to you. Love you lots and lots and lots. Can't wait to see you this season at the festivals. Thanks so much for chatting to us.
Thank you, Helen. Thanks for having me. Good to see you.